Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Penn, and welcome back to the channel. Now, this is going to be a Formula Z12 Ultra versus a Formula Z Mini. Now, particularly, we're going to be discussing what you're going to get in terms of value when it comes to video quality. Then, of course, I'm going to mention like the obvious specs, right? Now, when we're talking about things like the Z12 Ultra, for example, right? So that's going to give you the Wi-Fi 6E-AX 2x2 tri-band, up-to-date Bluetooth 5.2, and it gives you that gigabit 1000 LAN. All right. And the CPU is rocking is the RTD 1319C. The GPU, however, between both of these devices is the same. It's the Mali G57 MC1. Now, what makes the Z12 Ultra stands apart is in the RAM and the storage. It's giving you 4 gigs of DDR4 RAM at 24 megahertz, and also giving you 128 gigs of internal storage. Now, with the Z Mini, the CPU on that one is RTD 1325, same GPU, and the RAM is 2 gigs of LPDDR4 at 2400 megahertz, and then you only have 8 gigs of internal storage. Now, operating system listed is Android 12 and Bluetooth 5.0. Wireless is AC 2x2. Now, why do I say that? It's because people are going to obviously point out the massive differences between the Z12 Ultra and the Z Mini. That's perfectly fine. But you may be able to save some money. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to take a small journey with me, and I'm going to show you why. Here's the thing. When we're talking about the Z Mini, I'm going to play this clip here. Pay attention to the left side of the screen for me, please. All right. Just so I'm just showing you in the video that it's the Z Mini, because some people are going to say, oh, you're doing some edit magic. No, because pretty soon you'll see why. You see that display and sound? I'm going to pause it right there. The Z Mini has something called AI SR. And if you read it, it improves video quality through AI powered resolution upscaling. It's Formula's idea of AI upscaling. This was definitely a noticeable difference for me when I was using it as a device, because I could definitely see the improved clarity and just the difference, on my panels. Now, this Z Mini came after the Z11 Pro Max. So naturally, this can make sense. Perhaps Formula could not do a firmware update to include AISR in the previous model. I understand that, but let me ask you a question. Why couldn't they introduce it in the Z12 Ultra? Let me play the clip. Here, I'm just showing you that's the Z12 Ultra. And then watch what's going to happen when I go to display and sound. Now I'm going to go through some different settings, just showing you, because it's not invisible, it's not hidden. It simply doesn't exist. So for this to be titled the Z12 Ultra, I'm not quite sure what they were thinking with this. You don't take away features, you improve upon the features. They took away AI upscaling. They slapped on Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos. 9 times out of 10, when you're using mytvonline 3, the actual live TV provider with the channels are not going to give you HDR or Dolby Vision. Maybe during the Super Bowl. I do recall the Super Bowl being live streamed in HDR, but that's one time a year, ladies and gentlemen. That is not your average sports event, basketball, football, UFC. You're not getting Dolby Vision and HDR, and you're not getting Atmos in that type of format, which begs the question, we're going back. Why are we going back? All right, so I'm going to just go to the Z Mini and we're just going to go to the frame here. All right, we're going to get into a little discussion. I'm actually going to go forward just so we can save some time here. All right, so got our picture on the left, that's the Z Mini. And then for the Z12, there we go. Okay. Well, similar framing, that's fine. What you're going to notice in this case is that you may say, well, hey, Penn, they really look identical. You got to pay attention to the details in a sense. Picture on the right is a bit softer, and the picture on the left has some increased detail, some small refinement, which makes it look crispier to the eyes. Like I said, this is definitely a noticeable difference. The Z12 Ultra appears to be softer in the looks. You know, it doesn't seem as sharp, defined, while the Z Mini has that sharpness to it. It has that clean, that clean detail. Now, when you're looking at the surrounding environment, like at the ground, and when you get into the different cracks and pebbles and whatnot, that may look identical on both displays, in which that's okay. That was a part of the animator's style choice. I'm looking at the overall thing here. You're losing detail when you go to the Z12 Ultra coming from the Formula Z Mini. And that should absolutely not be a thing. Now, some of you are probably looking back at this and be like, oh man, he's nitpicking. What's going on? Why are you covering this? I'm covering this because a feature was taken away that was a very nice feature that when it comes to the other competition, like let's say Buzz, for example, or even any other media device, when it came to prices around this, around the media player that were comparable, that was separated the Z Mini. And we're kind of back at square one. So, hey, tell me what you guys think. Just let me know. The Z Mini definitely is going to give you the better live TV picture clarity, detail, because it has the AI upscaling capability. The Z12 Ultra, not so much. You're going to get a softer look. I immediately saw the difference, especially when I was on the Z11 Pro Max, when I was in mytvonline 3, and it just has this softness to it. Like it was like a slight downgrade in a sense. And you kind of don't want that as a consumer. You want to go forward and not backwards. All right. So, hey, look, I'm just letting you know that the Z12, as of the time of this video, doesn't have AI upscaling. Can they patch it in? Can they shoot out an update? Sure. I mean, they could have did that with the Z11 Pro Max, but I don't know. We'll have to see. What do you think? Let me know down in the comment section. Take care.